Okay, so you want to experience Buenos Aires, but like the real Buenos Aires,
Yeah.
not just the tourist trail.
Exactly. You want to feel like you belong, at least a little.
And you want the info fast, no messing around, get straight to what matters.
Yeah.
We get it.
Yep. So that's what we're doing. Consider this your shortcut. We've dug into some insights about visiting Buenos Aires.
Specifically, we looked at this piece called 12 Unspoken Rules to Follow When You Travel to Buenos Aires. We're going to pull out the crucial stuff for you.
Right. And just to set the scene, Buenos Aires, huge city, capital of Argentina, over 15 million people. It's a proper metropolis.
With this incredible history, too. Spanish settlement back in the 1500s. Then this boom period, 19th, 20th centuries.
Yeah, you see that mix, don't you? The European architecture, but with this undeniable South American energy. Tango, art, Charlie Garcia.
Absolutely. It's got layers.
Yeah.
So our mission today, uncover those unspoken rules,
Yeah.
the things that help you navigate, maybe, impress a local or two.
And just have a richer trip, basically. Feel more connected.
Okay, let's dive in. First up, tipping. This could be a tricky one, right?
Definitely. Especially, as the source mentions, for Americans, for example, who might be used to tipping, well, quite a bit more.
So what's the deal in Buenos Aires?
10%. That's pretty much the standard. It's the unspoken rule.
Just 10%, okay.
Yeah, and the thinking behind it, apparently, is that prices are already quite high for locals, so going much over, say, 15%.
It might seem a bit weird or even rude.
Yeah, unnecessary, maybe a bit strange to the server. It's just not the local custom. Keep it around 10.
Right, though I guess there are exceptions, like amazing service.
Well, the source kind of jokes about it. Maybe 15% for really great service, perhaps even 20% for something absolutely life-changing, but delivered with a wink,
Gotcha. So baseline, 10%. Good to know.
Okay, next. Punctuality, or maybe the lack thereof, sometimes.
Huh. Tell me more.
Well, for social stuff parties, casual get-togethers being late isn't just okay, it's often expected, like up to an hour late sometimes.
An hour? Wow. So showing up on time might actually be awkward.
Could be. You might catch your host mid-panic, still getting ready. It's just a more relaxed vibe for social occasions.
And this sounds like but this doesn't apply to everything, does it?
Absolutely not. Big distinction here. Formal commitments. Flights, work, important meetings, trains. You need to be on time. Punctuality matters there.
Okay, so it's situational, formal, punctual, social.relax.
Exactly. You might even hear locals say, tranqui, tranqui. Take it easy. That sums up the social side.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, from timing to greetings, how do people say hello?
It's generally pretty warm, pretty physical. Friends, family, even acquaintances often go for hugs and 2 kisses on the cheek.
2 kisses.
Yeah. Now, they understand foreigners might be a bit more reserved. A handshake is usually fine. Totally acceptable.
But leaning into the local way, especially maybe with older people, that's probably appreciated.
Oh, definitely. It shows you're making an effort, connecting. It goes down well.
Okay, let's talk about something really unique.
Yes. Yerba mate. It's this traditional tea, indigenous roots, hugely popular, but it's way more than just a drink.
It's a whole ritual, isn't it?
Totally. There's a whole process. You've got the cebador, the person preparing it. They fill the gourd, tilt it, get rid of some powder.
Right.
Add a bit of cool water first, then the straw, the bombilla. The cebador takes the first sip, checks the temperature.
And then it gets passed around.
Exactly. Clockwise, usually. And here's the key. You drink the entire serving before you pass it back to the cebador.
The whole thing, not just a sip.
Nope, finish it off. Then the cebador refills it with the hot water and passes it to the next person.
Interesting. And getting asked to be the cebador,
Yeah.
that's like an honor.
It really is. It means they trust you, they see you understand the custom. It's a cool moment.
Okay, from shared drinks to shared meals, table manners, anything specific to know?
A lot of it feels quite European, actually, which makes sense given the history. So, no elbows on the table.
Standard stuff.
Right. Don't yawn openly. Oh, and eating pizza with a knife and fork is pretty common.
Pizza with a fork. Okay, noted. Any napkin etiquette?
Yes. If you leave the table for a moment, put your napkin on your seat, not the table.
On the seat. Got it. That's a good specific tip.
And maybe the biggest thing, conversation. Keeping it flowing during the meal is really important. It's how you connect.
So being engaged, chatting, that's key. Earns you points, as the source says.
Definitely. It's part of the whole dining experience.
Speaking of dining, the timing. It's late, right? Really late.
Oh, yeah. super late by many standards. Restaurants might open for dinner around 8 p.m., but locals often don't show up until 9 or 10 p.m.
9 or 10 p.m. to start dinner.
Or even later. Peak time can stretch past midnight sometimes.
So how do people survive between lunch and, well, midnight?
That's where merinas come in.
Mm-hmm.
Between about 5 and 7 p.m., people have a light snack, coffee, pastries, maybe some toast.
Like an afternoon tea, but maybe a bit later.
Yeah.
Bridges the gap.
Exactly. It tides you over. Now, restaurants might seat you earlier, like 7 or 8, especially if they know you're a visitor.
But to get the real vibe, you got to adjust to the late schedule.
Pretty much, yeah. Embrace the late dinner.
Okay, what about eating and drinking while walking around? Is that cool?
Generally, no. Locals don't really do that. Eating on the street, walking with a coffee, it's considered a bit rude, or at least not the done thing.
Even coffee. You can get a Parlivar to go, can't you?
You can, yeah. But the idea is you take it to where you're going and drink it there, not usually while you're strolling along.
So if you see someone eating while walking, probably a tourist.
It's a pretty good indicator, yeah. Tourists might get away with it, but it marks you out.
Fair enough. Okay, nightlife. If dinner's late, I'm guessing clubs start very late.
You guessed it. Going out to a boliche club means you're in it for the long haul. Like, until sunrise often.
Seriously.
Sunrise.
Yep. People might not even arrive until 11:30 p.m., midnight, maybe even 1 a.m. The energy really picks up in the wee hours.
Wow, that's a commitment. It is. But the source suggests trying it at least once. Experience that aspect of the culture. Just plan for a very lazy next day.
Good advice. Now, what about how people dress when they go out?
Argentines generally dress up a bit. They take pride in looking nice when they go out, even for casual things. It's not about being flashy, just presentable.
So maybe leave the really scruffy backpacker gear for daytime exploring.
Probably a good idea, yeah. That sort of look is less common in the city scene. Putting in a little effort is appreciated, helps you blend in.
Makes sense. Let's talk safety in neighborhoods. Buenos Aires is a huge city. How safe is it generally?
Like any massive city, it has safer areas and areas where you need more caution. Generally, it's considered pretty safe, especially in tourist zones.
Which areas are recommended?
Palermo, Recoleta, Puerto Madero, those are popular and generally safe. Also, residential spots like Almagro, Villa Crespo are fine. Standard city vigilance, you know.
But some areas require extra care.
Definitely. La Boca is famous for Caminito Street, which is fine during the day, but be cautious venturing beyond that. Downtown at night also needs awareness.
And the source mentioned avoiding the villas.
Yeah, strongly advised against it. Those are informal settlements, slums, basically, usually on the outskirts. Not places for tourists. Just stick to the main areas, be aware, and you should be fine.
Okay, good practical advice. Another practical point. Cell phones. There's a specific warning about them.
Yes, this is important. High-end smartphones, especially iPhones, are apparently very expensive and hard to get in Argentina.
Which means?
Which means there's a black market, and unfortunately, they're a target for theft. Phone snatching is a known issue.
How does it happen?
A common tactic mentioned is thieves on motorbikes riding past and grabbing phones right out of people's hands. Quick and gone.
Yikes. So be careful using your phone in public.
Exactly. The advice is, don't wave it around. If you need to use it, maybe step into a shop doorway or find a quiet corner. Be discreet.
Okay, crucial safety tip there. Finally, language. How important is speaking Spanish?
Well, you'll find people who speak English, and some enjoy practicing. But making an effort with Spanish, it makes a huge difference.
Opens doors, connects you more.
Absolutely. Especially learning a bit of the local flavor Rio Platense Spanish. It has a distinct accent, some unique words. You'll hear the and ya sound often pronounced like she.
Like Calais sounded like cash?
Exactly, that kind of thing. It really helps you understand the culture, connect with people on their terms.
So maybe take a class, use an app. Don't be afraid to try.
Please try. Locals usually really appreciate the effort, even if you make mistakes. It shows respect and interest. You might surprise yourself how much you pick up.
So wrapping it all up, paying attention to these unspoken rules, these local ways, it seems like the key to a deeper experience.
Without a doubt. It's about moving beyond just seeing the sights and starting to, feel the place a bit more. More confidence, more connection.
A much richer, more authentic visit overall.
Exactly. You get a glimpse of Buenos Aires from the inside out.
So here's a thought to leave folks with. Thinking about all these rules, the tipping, the lateness, the greetings, mate, all of it. Which one do you think you'd find most challenging? or maybe most rewarding to adopt?
That's a great question. What does adapting or resisting tell you about your own cultural habits? Something to chew on.
Definitely. Well, hopefully this deep dive gives everyone a bit more confidence and insight for navigating the wonderful complexities of Buenos Aires.
Hope so. Keep exploring, stay curious, and if you go, maybe you'll discover some unspoken rules of your own.